Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Casey, what happened last time?
Well, faced with Ari's death, Pog and Shade argue about having no idea how to fix it. Not argue, they just agree that they have no idea how to fix it. Shade decides to take them all to Harazi. Harazi says that she could turn back time with consequences that are unknown. Pog makes a strong argument. They decide not to have Harazi turn back time and return back to the school. Shade goes to the grove where Ilya has so very kindly brought Cal's body. After speaking with River, who then speaks with the Forest Queen, and some tears, Cal is brought back, and he's okay. He's doing all right. And I think that was it.
For us.
It's true.
And then, that's true.
That's true.
I get a practice round, and nobody corrected me on the practice round.
I was waiting for this moment to play out exactly the way it is.
I just didn't want to make it about me, so I was just saying it.
But it is. That ending was so significant. I made it all about me. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Okay. Ari had a big moment, too.
Nailed it.
It's true. Ari, you're walking down a pile of junk towards a young elf woman who appears partially dragon and partially undead, sitting on his throne.
I didn't ask anything this last time. Do I the person with the with the shield and the sword, is the sword familiar to Ari's eye?
The sword is not.
Okay.
Ari, as a traveler, almost certainly recognizes the device on the shield as the heraldry of the nation of Karnath.
Okay.
But no, the sword is not that sword.
Okay. I mean, Ari would make no attempt to hide or conceal his approach as he gets closer, headed towards the throne and this mysterious figure.
The Dragonborn and Mirabella walk off into the junk pile after a word from the young woman on the throne. As you're approaching, she's speaking with the knight, and he nods curtly towards her and says, "So we're done." And she says, "Yes. Our agreement is now in balance." "Fine. Send me back." And she gestures, and a gateway opens in the air, which he walks through and disappears. And her gesture closes it, and she turns to look at you, unnervingly. Dead eyes stare at you from gaunt sockets.
Let me ask you this, Philip. Does Ari know he's dead? Like, it's very clear that this feels different than what the previous times. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You have a distinct memory of the moment of dying.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
That'll be quick and easy to get over. Ari takes a moment to steel himself underneath this young woman's gaze. It's a nice trick there. If I can get a ticket,
suppose I ought to thank you. Somehow.
Yeah. You friends with Daedric by any chance?
Friends is the wrong word.
Well, did you get what you came for?
Soon. They'll be back in a moment.
What happened to... Ithulrin?
Yes. Prince Ilthurin of Shea Ilthurin.
Is he gone?
I broke his story. I remember him.
What was that? Sorry, Philip.
I remember him.
What was your affiliation with him?
I never met him personally. My family had dealings with him before my time. The prince of one of the elven city-states. When the rebellion came, he stayed to the side to protect his power and lands. And when the giants came for him anyway, he fled here. And was content to be forgotten.
Interesting. So, if you remember him, then you must have quite a few years underneath your belt yourself.
I am ancient.
Ari. Sorry, we skipped introductions. You are.
For the moment, I suppose I am the Forgotten Queen.
What
so
about
long
before
as it
that
serves
moment?
me. That would be unwise of me.
Okay.
I've spent many of your lifetimes and many of my lifetimes not letting people know how to find me.
Well, since you broke his story, what does that do to people whose stories were entwined with his?
I imagine you find yourself entirely without magical abilities derived from him right now.
I mean, it would seem to be that way as Ari tries to summon remembrance in his hand.
Nothing happens.
Honestly, I figure the only reason I came here instead of whatever else happens when you die is because I got here just before you broke a story. Unless
Yes.
I'm somehow now tied to you.
No, I don't intend to take up all of his pacts. I have my own purposes. They're not petty theft.
Good to know. So how do I get out of here?
Hmm. Well, let's see what my friends have found. She turns her attention and you see the Dragonborn and Miravella coming back. Miravella takes a moment and regards you.
Ari does the same of just kind of a nod.
The Dragonborn walks up and kneels and holds up a sword that you do recognize. She reaches out and takes it. Almost hesitantly. Almost her hand seems to tremble as she takes it. I've been looking for this for... Your word long doesn't seem sufficient.
Well, congratulations, I suppose.
Yes. It's a step in the right direction. And Miravella, did you find the others? Miravella is holding a chest, which she walks over and sets at the queen's feet. She leans over and flips it up, and you see it seems to contain a whole lot of dark-colored crystals, all of which seem to bleed shadow a little bit. You remember seeing something like this when you made your agreement with the prince. She reaches in, looks hard at you, and then without reaching down, reaches deeper into the box and comes out with a gem.
Is that mine?
Your soul.
Yeah.
This would be why you came here. She rests it on the arm of the throne.
You said you didn't have interest in his pack, so can I get that back from you, or?
Well, you're dead. If I gave it to you right now, it wouldn't do any good, but I could have it brought to people who could do something with it.
Could I get a bit more detail?
I'm sure your friends are scrambling, trying to find some means of restoring you. They will be unable to because your soul is here.
Can you wait? Do you have any way of, sensing them?
I do not.
Okay.
I could, I suppose, use magic to find them from here.
I want to know if one of them's okay. I was trying to save one of them, and I think I may have failed, and so just knowing if that... Yeah.
I see. She looks at the crystal for a long moment. Of course, if I send you back right now, you'd be powerless. No patron, no pact. You're marked prodigiously.
Yeah. I am fearful that this sentence is about to end with an offer.
A less manipulative one than he would offer. Than he would have made you. Well, than he made you. I know exactly what it's like. I have been hunted my entire life. And in fact, quite a long time after that. Everyone like me was hunted down and killed. All of my family. It seems some much hidden bloodline of my family survived and has revived the mark. But my family, all dead. I remember the last thing my mother said, which was a ritual that made me what I am. That was the last thing I heard her say, a ritual, magical words to make me this. That which is not dead may eternal lie, and with strange aeons even death may die. And ever since then I've been hunted by people who hate me for what I am, and for the mark I bear. So I know exactly what it's like. And I don't mean to put up with it. I've tried very hard to get the one I understand now to be your friend, with my mark, to come to me. But he seems to have rightly judged that I'm not willing to risk his death in forcing it. So fine. That can wait. But I'm not going to put up with being hunted and hated for what I am and have always been, because people are afraid of what it could mean.
Why do they fear you? I understand why they fear me and my kind. Our marks can be unpredictable and destructive, and but why did they fear you and your family?
For one, no other bearer of my mark was as powerful as mine. No member of my line ever had a mark like mine. And for two, as you can see, I am not an ordinary elf. The mix of bloodlines was a source of fear among both elves and dragons. So they killed us. I suppose, in the most precise of senses, my mother killed me. To make me beyond death.
Who who still hunts you?
She
You've been
looks
dead for so
into the
long.
crystal again. You've met them. The Irani Death Guard.
Not the nicest folk I've ever encountered.
No.
So what what would your offer be?
I can give you power. Again. Not unlike what he was able to offer. In that sense. That is not limited by the being so much as the recipient. You can only hold so much without destroying you. I could give you power again. And help. Our goals align in many ways. I have a far larger network of allies than you do. They could be your allies. And I would want you to do a few things. Not insubstantial and meaningless, petty vandalism. First and foremost, I would want you to make certain that your friend Esri remains alive. At least as long as you do.
Part of my hesitancy is I have rode along on one of, I believe, would be classified as your errands that he undertook. And by the end of that, I was trying to kill my friends that I'm so desperately trying to get back to. So I understand.
And how did that come to be?
Ari looks at the sword that's now in her hands.
That's right. You meddled in things that don't belong to you.
You sent us to get the sword, and I grabbed the sword.
You were clearly not prepared to do that. There's a will in this sword that is not exactly kindly, as you've so very clearly discovered. It knows things that I need to know.
What types of requests or demands would you be making? I have this thing about killing folks that don't deserve it that turns my stomach.
Oh, I assure you I would never ask you to kill anyone who didn't deserve it.
Well,
the primary thing I would want from you, I have already stated. Your friend is very important to me. And there are people, as you have discovered, I see, to whom it is important that he be dead. I want that to not happen.
all right.
Beyond that, there may be times where your skills would be valuable to other servants of mine, but Having met several of them, as you may realize, I have a variety of skills in my service already. As it currently stands, Ezri does not seem trusting of my other allies. He
Ari
is.
says, can't imagine why, as he looks at Mirabella.
I have my own plans. I don't think they will in any way harm you or yours. It may be that I ask you for help with them. But unless you grow far greater than you are, I may not need that. What I need is for Ezri and Oshiaran to stay alive.
I can do that.
If you could convince him to
ask.
procreate, that would be helpful also, but that may be beyond.
You have a better shot at asking me to squeeze water from a stone, I'm afraid. I'm considering agreeing to this. One condition that I would request, that I do not think is much of an ask, keep the rest of your people out of the school. They've come before, and it doesn't go well.
She looks over at Mirabella. Mirabella simply nods. Easily done.
This is something that wasn't really clear with him. I'd like to ask before I sign anything. If you ask me to do something that, for whatever reason, I'm unwilling to do, what happens?
I don't know. It would depend on the thing, on the matter that on which you refuse me. At my most the most stern act I can see a reason to take would be to withdraw my aid from you. I have no need to kill you, if that's what you mean. The bar for earning my endless hatred and vengeance has been set very, very high.
Good to know. All right. I'm inclined to say okay to get back home to them. What, as you know, I've held onto that thing, and Ari nods to the sword. I know what's in there and what it wants. What do you want with it?
The soul bound to this sword is more ancient than I am, and it is privy to certain knowledge that is important to me and my plans.
Do you know the name Colseer?
Yes.
He's back. He's causing problems for me and my friends, and that would... You would happen to have an undying vengeance towards him, because if you sent me after him, then we would be wholly aligned in purpose. That'd be kind of nice.
He would be a hindrance to my plans. He could make himself a hindrance to my plans if he chose to. And he probably would choose to. Restraint is not one of his skills.
All right, well, it seems as though my options are to take you up on your offer or roam around here as a shade of my former self for eternity.
She leans forward and steeples her fingers. No, actually. Your options are to say yes or go back powerless. You gave me the information I needed to find this, and this is important to me. And I believe that even unempowered, the prospects of Esri staying alive are greater with you there than not. You can go back. And you can decide. Or decide and then go back. Your soul wandering around here would only be a nuisance.
Now I really know that you and Esri are related. Like I said, I died in an attack that Colseer was launching on the city, and me going back without any power be less than useless. So Ari just kind of shrugs. Let's do it.
The world has become so informal. She hands the crystal to Mirabella and gestures and opens a gate, and Mirabella walks through. She closes the gate. What do you need to be equipped? You have been more than one thing, I can see.
Yeah.
Timeout. Mechanically,
Yep.
Eric. This, accepting this pact, which is obviously optional to you, certainly can remain a hexblade. Could be the undead, which is also a pact option.
Yeah.
That would be appropriate to her. And of course, you have different options for boons. So you can decide. And you can think about it while we jump back to the other side. Pog and Shade. Shade, as you are walking back towards the school, you see a tall, dark figure standing in front of the door. Colin, where's Pog go? Does he go back downstairs?
So Shade was in the grove for several hours.
For probably a couple of hours, yeah.
Yeah. No, Pog left.
Okay.
When he set the body back down in the basement, would have taken the shirt back off of Ari's face and leaned in really close and said, "I told you I would never leave, but I cannot be here like this." And touches his forehead and then stands and tells Solarka, "I only have one thing to think, and I have to go, but I'll be back very quickly."
Do you want me to come with you?
I think so.
All right.
Please. We're gonna go to church. I'll tell you on the way.
All right.
And go to the Church of the Silver Flame.
Okay. It is open. As you approach, you can see that there are members of the Knights of Thrain posted loosely around it. They're not preventing anyone from getting there, but the city was just attacked, and so they're on alert. They don't in any way hinder your progress. As you enter the church, you notice that there's only one priest here. It's late at night again.
Is it my priest?
Yeah.
Okay. Father, this is Solarka. She is important and good.
I see. Is this Solarka stifles a slight laugh.
Yeah, Pog is not worried about the introduction. Sorry, honey. My friend is dead.
Oh.
I don't know your church. Do you know anyone that could help him not be?
I'm not here, I'm afraid. How long has he been dead?
Today.
Within minutes, I am capable of doing something, but if it has been longer than that,
It's been a bunch of them.
Then I'm afraid I'm not able to. I can only offer the comfort that if your friend was a soul of courage and virtue, then they will join the flame and strengthen the bonds that protect our world. And so they are never truly gone.
I've learned a little bit about that. Thank you. And Pog is going to turn and walk over towards the flame that he has, the little fire he's always talking to.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to summon Minnie to stand next to him.
Solarka sort of looks and then steps over to the other side of you.
I am so tired of not helping. You to the flame have brought me help. But I'm not who I should be. I am not who my people need me to be. I will do whatever it takes to be what's right, to help those that need me. Please help me. Please.
You feel warmth of the flame grow, and you feel the warmth move over you and through you, and then heat, genuine heat, coursing over your skin. And Solarka gasps slightly and pulls her hand away from your shoulder where it's been resting as you feel the heat crawling down your neck onto your shoulders. And then looking down at your hands, you see for a moment your entire form wreathed in a nimbus of silver fire. Just for a moment, and then it seems to flow back up your arms and into you. Rather than going out, it seems to absorb into you. And Shade says, Solarka says, Pog, your mark.
What?
Looking down, you can see that the mark has spread down onto your shoulders and chest. But also that it's glowing silver. Before slowly fading back.
I think that's going to be help. Thank you for coming. He takes her hand.
She hugs you real tight.
I was so very scared.
Me too.
I can't go back to being alone.
not alone, Pog.
But I could be like Ari is. Just alone. And I think now he squeezes her appropriately tight. She's a Goliath. She can handle a good tight hug.
Yes.
No matter what, I never will be.
No, you won't.
I think I can go back to sitting with Ari while we figure out what's next.
All right, let's go.
You don't have to.
I am coming back with you.
And Pog, just in public for the first time, the full kiss. Thank you.
Yes.
And they will. And
as
Pog
you're
will
walking back, I know it's been a very hard day, but I just needed to say, I'm not sure I'm giving you this axe back.
You look very good with that axe, I should say.
For symmetry's purpose, we'll say that you return as Shade is coming out of the grove, and both of you observe a tall, dark figure standing at the door of Grimalkin Manor, who reaches up and knocks on the door.
As we're coming up behind?
Yeah.
Pog draws his sword.
Not powerless, Pog.
She disappears and steps out of the shadows, the general darkness, behind you, with a long, dark knife out and just held out between you and her, not pressed to your back or anything like that. She's a couple paces behind you, and just with the arm extended in a defensive position.
If you're a friend that I don't know, I'm sorry, but this has not been a good day for us.
I believe I am going to make it better.
More words?
She looks up at you, and in the starlight, you recognize Biravella Uruvi.
Oh.
Are you going to swing that weapon at me?
I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Good.
She'll sheath it.
Tucks the knife. Well, actually, no, she's got gloves of storing, so she just lets go of the knife and it disappears into her glove. And she brings her other hand out and holds it out, and in it there is a dark, purplish black gem. Give this to Esri with my compliments. He will be able to do something with it.
Something good, or
he should be able to fix your problem.
Which problem?
The only one that really matters to you.
Shay would like to grab it and run.
Okay. Good night.
Pog will follow. I'm not going to say anything back if this is... Sorry, lady.
Sprinting downstairs to Esri, who's still there.
Miravella said you could do something with this. She said, here.
Esri takes it very hesitantly after you tell him the origin of it.
But she said that it would solve our problem.
Looks at it very, very suspiciously. And then
Really good.
the mark on his hand flares for a moment. It's Ari.
It's
Ari's soul.
so he's a rock now?
I don't know what this is, but what's in it is Ari's soul.
Can you put it back in his body?
I think so. And he walks over and lays the stone on Ari's chest and looks at it intently. And as you watch, the stone starts to bleed smoke, which, like heavy mist, sinks instead of drifting up onto Ari and soaks into his skin. And as it pours off of it, like dry ice, disappearing as it pours off, as the smoke pours off of the stone and into Ari's body.
I don't know about this.
Well, you should have thought of that before you ran down here and handed it to me.
We should have thought about it up in another place.
All right, fine. So get your sword out, and if it's something terrible happens, you can cut his head off.
I don't know if I could kill Ari, even if it's not Ari.
Yeah,
If it's not
your
Ari,
thing?
what if it's something else? I don't know.
Oh,
You said I could do
man.
something, and I'm trying to do something.
No, she said you could do something.
Look, when I'm not helpful, you complain that I'm not helpful. I'm trying to be helpful. So just get the sword out, and if this goes terribly wrong and he rises as some sort of undead horror, then you can kill it.
Okay, but just do it right.
Oh, what's the right way to kill Ari?
Meanwhile, the queen watches you with lifeless eyes.
I think part of my problem before was I spread myself too thin. So if you're asking me in what fashion I'd like my power to manifest itself, he gave me the ability to alter reality in a light way and things like that, and that proved to be useful sometimes, but I think I just need to focus on being able to protect people. So weapon would be good. Like he gave me a sword called Remembrance.
It's around here somewhere if you want it, but
You got anything better? Big thing with that was I could send things back to him, but if you're not going to be sitting here waiting on me to collect trinkets for you, then I can't imagine that would be useful.
no, I do not want you to send things here. For one, it's sufficiently cluttered.
Mm-hmm.
Well, take your pick, Ari. I don't need any of these things. You cast your eyes around. What is it that your eye falls upon?
In Ari's weird, version of how things went awry, part of the issue was Tommel being able to get away and get to Shade, Ari not being able to get at him quickly enough. And so Ari looks around and then stops and sees a glaive laying on the ground.
Oh, that's very symmetrical.
Reaches down and picks it up and kind of weighs it in his hand and seems better.
Very well. That will do.
So, what next?
Look down. You appear to be melting.
Gonna trust that this is part of your plan and not something I should be concerned about, Ari says, trying to conceal the terror in his voice and failing.
Smoke bleeding off of you, bits of you start to dissolve and disappear into the shadows that continue to bleed off of you faster and faster. She sits back in the throne, leans the scythe against the side of it, and raises the mask, setting it in place on her face and staring out at you with dead eyes from the eye holes of the expressionless mask as you feel yourself dissolve and then gasp breath into your lungs. You're in the basement. Ezri is standing over you.
Please,
Pog has a
him.
sword out.
Please
They
be
seem to
good.
be
Please
arguing
good.
about whether you're not to kill you.
Please be good. Please be good. Please be good.
I just got back. Why would you want to send me away again?
It's you?
Say
Yep.
something.
Wait. Yes, he should say something that proves it.
Please
Yeah.
be you.
You're ill-tempered and mean most of the time.
I don't know if only Ari
Which one
knows
is he
that.
talking to?
Oh, Ezri. I love you, and I love you too. Not in the same way, but yeah. Hi, everyone.
Well, that seems good enough.
Pog
I'm not
drops
a
the sword
vampire.
and grabs Ari into a hug that is far too strong.
Hey, buddy.
Oh my god.
Shade just joins in, but she's at like hip height because there's so much.
And
taller
he
than
brings her into a full sandwich. I'll let you guys hug in a second, but I just love you so much.
As Ezri reaches out and pats your shoulder,
I grab him on the shoulder.
nope, no. I'm glad I can express my gladness at this distance.
You did it right though.
It did work.
Yep. I need to breathe for a second, Pog. If you keep
Pog,
squeezing
let's
me this
go.
tight.
And takes a step back.
Ari looks at Shade, and I'm glad you're.
Don't do
okay. Don't do what?
Don't step in to save me.
There are a lot of promises that I have made to you and will want to make to you someday, and that's going to be one I can never make.
Then don't run away and fight by yourself.
It was Tommel. I wanted to stop him. I didn't know what he was up to. Oh. Ari sits up on the table. How did it go?
Wow.
Well, you died.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
aware of that.
great.
That was
part.
awful.
That's the
It went
Cal died.
not great.
Cal died?
Yes, but he's back now.
As he stepped back, Pog is scruffing Cal on the head as we chew Ari out.
Good.
Right. Don't die again.
There are hurried footsteps on the stairs,
Not
and
part of the
Thora
plan.
comes into the room, takes everything in. don't know how you've done this, but I was this close to selling us all to House Galanda. So
I'll tell you
Ezra
how
did it because Mirabella
this
dropped
happened.
off
Well,
a smoky
Ari was a
soul
rock.
stone. Yes.
I had something to do with the stone thing. I made a deal with an entity that I don't fully understand, so
Oh,
that's
It
how you
is
know
Ari.
it's still me.
okay. Yep, this is really Ari. This is
The
got him
primary
back.
thing is I just got to keep this knucklehead alive, he says, gesturing at Esri.
Well, at least you don't have to have babies anymore.
That was also an ask, but I told her that that's not on the table. So
right,
So keep not dying, Esri.
Yes.
I'll do my best.
And Ari. Group goal.
yep.
What are we doing with him? And he gestures. And Ari, you become aware that there's another body in the room.
Oh, who?
We did kill
Ari.
Tomo.
Pog rolls his body over with his foot.
Oh, wow. Don't know why I feel weird about it.
Me neither, because you just said you died to chase him to do this.
To stop him,
Yep,
I don't know.
that's what happened.
What are our options?
Wait, did
with
you
him?
not want him to kill him? And then I was supposed to go back in time and undo all of it?
No, what? No. What? No, I'm just saying that. I don't know. Part of me hoped that he would
No,
eventually
last time
snap
we
out of
did
it.
that, he came and knew she had done it.
Yeah.
Right, but he's here now.
Maybe.
It's very hard to
I don't-
know and understand if things are worth the things that you pay to get it.
You are speaking my language.
We don't really know what we're supposed to do with it now, Ari, because we had a bunch of dead to try to work around.
I get that. Is the city okay though? I mean, there was a lot of Sagwin attacking when I went out.
It's been contained. She crosses the room and steps very close to you and then hesitates and then puts a hand on your shoulder and squeezes it tightly. I'm very glad that you're back. That we didn't lose you.
Thank you.
Someone is going to try and take advantage of this crisis. I need to stay on top of what's going on. I don't need you to do anything tonight. I don't know what to do with him either. But I didn't want to leave his corpse in a house that we'd been in. I wanted us to have control of that piece of information. But nobody leaves again tonight. The dangers of the city has been contained. But obviously there was a great deal of chaos. I can't think of anything I need you to do tonight. But be where I can find you. And when you're ready, go upstairs and be conspicuous. It was only about a couple of hours from having to tell the kids. And I'm a very skilled liar, but they were asking very difficult questions to answer. I managed to intercept Ilya before she got in. But at some point when you're ready, go upstairs and be conspicuous. And then see if you can't get them to go to bed.
All right.
I'm not leaving the island, but I am going to try and get an idea of what everyone else is doing in response to this, so that we have some idea of what, if anything, the damage is come morning. I'm very glad you're back.
Glad to be back.
You all did very well. It may not seem like it, but you all did very well. And cynical as it is, you were all seen doing very well. And that's not nothing at all. Right. And she composes herself and then goes back up the stairs.
Sorry, Pog, Esri, can Shade and I have the room?
Sure.
Do I
Be
need
up in
to
a second.
preserve his body?
Probably. I wanted to cut his head off because that's all I think we need to talk to, but
It
Yeah.
just
Yep.
depends on
Probably.
what you end up wanting to do with him.
Preserve
I
it
didn't
and
think
we'll
anything
decide.
with the body, but
Yeah.
yes.
Esri
go ahead.
goes over
Him
and
questions.
lets the spores seep into Tommel's body, casting gentle repose, and then heads back.
Pog tells Solarka, I can sleep on the couch if you would like to stay here tonight. And then walk upstairs, hearing Pip stumble away from the door where he was trying to eavesdrop before Thora got there.
Solarka stands for a long moment and then goes upstairs.
Ari looks at Shade. I'm so sorry. I know that you're capable. I know that I don't need to put myself in danger, but I just have a hard time not when I mean, he banished you. He sent you somewhere else, and I lost it. And I needed to know that you were going to be okay.
Well, I was still kidnapped after you died.
I know.
And then I stabbed Tommel and ran. I don't know how to protect you from yourself. You ran out there and it was so dangerous. And to try to help you and Pog at the same time, I can't. I couldn't balance both of that. Both of y'all. And you're the one with the ideas. If you stay alive, then you know how to fix the things. And Pog and I don't. We had no idea.
Fair.
I put Hirazi in danger again.
I just saw him. Ari glances at the body. And I just was so angry and tired, and I wanted I talked to, this is stupid, and the fact that I just came back from the dead makes it even dumber. I talked to the moon spears, and I told you about how to become a better person for you, and I had this ideal in my head that I needed to live up to, and I wanted to be able to be the type of person that I thought you wanted me to be. And I don't know if I can ever be that person.
I don't know what kind of person I want. That's not how I think about people or relationships. But what I don't want, now that I know, is someone who puts themselves in danger for me.
Yeah.
That's I'm not worth somebody else's life.
You are, though. To me, the idea of I didn't die so that Tommel would. I died so you wouldn't. And that's a fine trade to me.
It's not an acceptable one to me.
If you were to die and I were to know that there was something I could have done to stop it, I don't know if I could go on, Shade. I'm not looking to die for you. But if I see you in peril, if I see you being taken, I'm going to do everything I can to stop it. And I will be less reckless. Chasing after Tommel on my own. Yeah. That was me trying to prove something, probably more to myself than to you, honestly. And that was a dumb move. And it's the reason we were in the situation we were in. So that, I will knock it off. I won't do that.
We fight together. That works.
Yeah.
It works well.
Yeah. But I'm never going to be able to stop. It's not even I know that you can take care of yourself, but I just want to help you when you need help.
Well, I didn't
care about
die.
And I'm glad that you didn't die.
I care about you too, and that's why I'm so angry. Today was really hard. You did die.
Yeah. Gonna try to not have that happen again.
Good.
Ari reaches out and hugs Shade and just, I'm sorry.
Shade returns the hug. She is not resistant.
All right.
I'm glad you're back.
Would smacking me upside the head make you feel any better and less mad at me?
I think I'd be scared I would kill you.
Okay. I'm done with that.
You don't look really good right now.
Okay, that's also rude. Okay.
That one's gonna live
Did make
back
me
there.
feel a little bit better though.
Good. All right. Let's go deal with the kids.
What does conspicuous mean?
I'll explain on the walk up.
Eventually, everyone finds their way to bed. Or at least to their rooms. Whether the kids actually go to bed is, but eventually the house is quieted. And on that, we will leave this episode.
Wait. On a peaceful note?
Yeah, that's right.
Guys, this is not the real Philip. Where's my sword? Where's my sword?
Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this. If you look in the description below, you'll find links to all of our social media, as well as our Discord, as well as the Geek Pantheon YouTube, where you'll find Eric doing all sorts of RPG content, and
That's
Colin's
me.
Twitch. That's him. And Colin's Twitch, where he is sorry
me.
BTR. The O is 0. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop every Monday. New Khyber Shards answers every Friday. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.
Bye.
You haven't done that in a while.